Hey Kickstarter, welcome to our first video update. We're gonna talk about our stretch goals that we've just announced and answer a few community questions.
So, Bob, why have we not revealed the stretch goals sooner?
Well, we want to make sure that we're responding to feedback from the community and use your feedback to drive the development of the project. You know, we just made the big update announcement. What are the first two stretch goals that we've revealed?
So the first stretch goal is a whole set of naval and underwater units, as well as first-class support for water planets. The second stretch goal is gas giants and orbital-only planets, and a whole new set of orbital units. Tell us about the naval stretch goal, Steve.
We're gonna have ships, and they're gonna be big. We're gonna have battleships and destroyers, and we're gonna see stuff blow up. Water shooting up, pummeling a base on land from a distance offshore.
So like projecting power through your naval superiority.
Yes, on land.
Onto land.
I love that.
So if we're gonna do naval as a stretch goal, we wanna do it right. We wanna support full water planets so you can have big, crazy naval battles and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing. I mean, you know, we're talking about subs, battleships, buildings that float, underwater structures, you know, the whole shebang.
What about the gas giants?
The idea with the gas giants, right, is to bring more of the orbital gameplay home, and also to have a place for some kind of unique terrain types that we don't have on the other planets.
And you said, hey, do a gas planet and have this big unit, and can we have a whole base of orbital weapons? And
yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing.
Because we are not shooting for realism, we're shooting for awesome.
Yeah, and it could be a pure gas giant, right? Where it's
you can have a pure
just
gas
deploy
giant.
things into orbit to mine the HE3 or something like that. Right?
Exactly, like big orbital gas mines that you can use to really pump up your energy. So let's say you wanted to have a map where you wanted to have ridiculous amounts of energy, throw some gas giants in there, and people can decide if they want to go after that stuff early game or later in the game or whatever.
It's kind of like a metal map.
Do you know the answer to those questions?
I got all the answers for that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so probably the number one question that I've seen raised is there going to be skirmish against the AI, a standalone skirmish against the AI?
Yeah, there's going to be skirmish mode. There's going to be multiple different types of AI, multiple levels of AI. You can play against a bunch of AIs if you want. Skirmish is definitely a first-class citizen of the game, no question about it.
What we showed in the trailer was basically a single planet, an asteroid, little asteroid belt. People are wondering, is that the actual size of the planet?
How do you think that the final game will be different in terms of scale and scope?
I have no idea.
The video shouldn't be taken as gospel as far as scope and scale goes. It's just one possible scenario, right? I mean, we had basically an Earth-type planet, a moon, and an asteroid belt. That's a level, but I can see scenarios like I've talked about before where we have, 4 or 8 planets and a bunch of players on each one that kind of come together at the end of the battle.
How macro versus micro is the game going to be?
There's a lot of games out there that have a heavy emphasis on micro to actually win the game. I think the emphasis here is on being able to execute your high-level plans. However, you have to think about this kind of game. If you have a commander, that's inherently a hero unit. That's inherently going to involve some micro, especially early game. But for the most part, the emphasis is on high-level strategic vision and implementing that.
So does the commander still go nuclear when he gets destroyed?
Of course.
Yeah, if you go out, you got to go out with a bang, right?
Yeah.